Hey, what is up, everybody? It's JD Temple here from the Light of the Darkness. Welcome to anyone here that's new. And please be sure to subscribe. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on in the world, um, a lot of things that I've been talking about coming to pass, things of that nature. Um, but the signs are everywhere, especially if you have the spiritual sight to be able to see it. And even if you don't, you'll see it, especially now with the things that are happening, especially now. Um, One thing that I did want to talk about is like some pretty weird and crazy things. And like this ties in with a lot of these superhero things and a lot of this mythology, um, a lot of things in a lot of different pantheons. For people that will be activating their fifth dimensional consciousness and actually like stepping into the fullness of their gifts and powers, so to speak, um, when the whole world seems like it's upside down, if and when that moment does come, and I do say if and not when, but that is when your magical items, your magically charged items, will really and truly become everything that you always knew they were. Like things like this. Things like this will actually be able to perform miracles. And I'm not talking about using it to hurt anyone. That is not what it would be about. You'll know exactly what to do and how to use it and like how it is a part of you, and like you will actually literally be performing miracles with things like this. So bless them now, prepare them, like integrate them into your aura, these magical tools, these items, because like in like so many ways, if and when that day comes, then the game becomes very real, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Weird, totally weird. You know, it just gets weirder and weirder every day. At least in my reality, and I don't want to bring my reality into anyone else's by any means. I guess I want to just kind of preface this with, these are things that I have been experiencing and seeing my entire life. Things that I have known, things that like I've only been able to partially connect the dots to, but now it's been through my ancestral lineage and DNA has been activated inside of me. And this is going to happen for so many of you right now, especially if you take heed to and apply the tips that I've left for that. Um, It'll be so much easier. And so what is happening right now and what you saw, in my opinion, yesterday was certainly the ushering in of that goddess energy of mommy coming home into this reality. Because, like, let's face it, we do live in a reality in this Western world that we've created where, by and large, Jehovah, or whatever you would call that, a representation of the creator, which is not that. Um, that is like what's recognized, and it's what's recognized spiritually, and it's almost like what we're in so many ways subject to, especially if you've been baptized, but even if not, it's just like we live in that society. We live in that society where in the Western world there is only one male God recognized as the creator. The female energy, spiritual energy, has been absolutely removed. There is no goddess, right? So everyone feels and believes that God is a man. And that is what has caused all the imbalance and all of the insanity in our world, is because all of us live in a single father home with no mommy, and he's like a crazy, like insane, like mad dude, because rightfully so, their mommy's not there to help with anything, so he's just like crazy, right? He's just like Yeah, yeah, I'm good, man. Doing great. And I hope you are too. So, what's happening right now in the world is now that this goddess energy is coming back into our Western world, which really, like, or when I say the Western world, like, there is like a spiritual divide, a barrier too, that's kind of like separates the East from the West that I don't think anyone really understands totally, and I don't either still, but it exists. So a lot of these things, like while they do have their own issues, I do think that most of the things that we're experiencing are really a byproduct of living in a world where you don't have to smell it. Where that feminine energy's been removed. So now that that goddess energy is coming back, it's not, what we're really hoping to see is that that everyone will begin to realize what we've been missing, that we will begin to treat ourselves and the world around us much better in a loving, more nurturing way. And then also, because of this, through our actions, we will be able to receive back from Mother Earth everything that she's always been trying to give us this whole time. And it's going to like restore balance, I just think. And again, it has nothing to do with gender, it has to do with energy. This is all about energy, the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, that which has been totally destroyed through Christianity by and large. Um, so, with the divine feminine being restored, like we want that to be a thing where it's just going to bring like peace and tranquility in right away. But no, that's not going to be the case. That's like they are going to kind of have it out a little bit now, right? Like she's very upset about what's happened, and she uses the earth to speak to us in these ways. And like, he's typically like, in that air realm, um, and he's speaking through thunder and lightning and all of these things. She is going to be using the earth. She's going to be using the water. Um, that's the things that are like colliding and coming together here. And then you do have that fire of the infernal realm that is kind of fueling this in a very significant way as well. Um, the first thing that happened yesterday, I believe, was that cataclysm over there in Turkey and Syria. That was the beginning of it all. Like her energy is back here now, and you know, reconciliation has begun. Let's put it like that. But of course, it has to kind of like get a little bit messy before it gets better, right? Things still have to be worked out. It's not just like, oh, hey, I'm back, like nothing ever happened. Now we got to talk about it. Now we got to argue about it a little bit, figure it out, all of that stuff. And like in the meantime, we have to be doing what we can do to help to smooth the waters, help to uh, keep like hold good space spiritually for the world while this takes place. Like that's what's very important for all of us spiritual people, is to hold space for the rest of the world that doesn't understand what is happening, and like is just going to be freaked out, and rightfully so. But yesterday, the first of four watchers were released back into this physical plane of existence, and I do believe that the goddess is all part of her justice, her reconciliation, the cleansing of that which no longer serves this world anymore, I guess, that kind of thing. So, as this balance is restored, things really do have to, like the tower has to fall. And that's what we're seeing and witnessing everywhere here. It is, all of this is all about evolution. And like, this is what I want to get into of how I feel about, Yeshua. And I know people don't like me talking about that. And, look, man, he was just a magician. He was a sorcerer. He was an ascended master. Okay. Everything in books that you read is all crazy and skewed. And like, we understand this too. We live in a living, breathing world where like literally reality itself even things that were written, it works and changes with the time it does. And then it also changes back when the time is right into an entirely different thing that was not there for like maybe the last couple hundred years because it was not meant to be understood at those times. It's meant to be understood. Now, a lot of these things, now like you can read between the lines. And again, this has nothing to do with religion. I am not saying nothing like that at all. Like anyone will understand this. Let me tell you what I have come to understand through my ancestors here about this. Okay. So Yeshua, he understood this importance of the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Energies now. I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. And the coming together of those energies and what that creates a true trinity of power, transcendent power. Okay, this is Egyptian mysteries. Okay, and like Mary Magdalene, he met her, he connected with her. They went all around. They met gurus from the east. Okay, and like everything, his message entirely was just totally screwed and fucked in this whole big thing that's not not anything accurate at all because they removed the divine feminine aspect of his message, which was everything, and they just made her a whore, and they just like took part those like it's just crazy. All right, I just want you to know that. Okay, like that's all that is. That's all that is. He knew what was up. He knew what was up. Absolutely. But like with the Rome, with the removal of the goddess, they were not going to have that. And that is really the real reason why everything that happened to him. Because he knew what was up. He knew how people needed to be living. And like this has nothing to do with the church or anything like that at all. That's all crazy. Like that's just a bunch of gobbledygook to do. Like I'm sorry, but you know the truth of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene is nothing to do with the religion that it ended up being, and all the crap that ended up being created from that. Nothing to do with it at all. Um, Sorry if I get a little. I don't mean to get aggressive or come across aggressive. I'm gonna eat an orange for a minute, chill out, ground myself. How about that? Mm. Fire extinguisher is going to be a handy thing for many people to have. Bought about 10 of them today. Glow sticks, water, and lights, food too, you know, those kind of stuffs. And if you quit eating meat before things get really too crazy, then you won't it won't be so hard for you because there's not really going to be any around anyhow, but the animals will treat you differently. They will, because they do. They do treat you differently. Like when you are a predator, when you consume flesh, the animals know that and they're like, but when you do not, they know that too. And they are going to be like huge allies in this time or in these times. But they already are. And I see that more and more every day. And like I urge everyone, you know, right now especially, like get some bird seed, start feeding the birds around, get some cat food, start feeding the cats and animals that like live around near where you live, and like don't just throw your scraps in the trash. Like you try to find a way to like give that back to nature some kind of way because they need that, and that will strengthen and enhance your magic. I'm serious, it will. Cool. Oh yeah, hey everybody. 444 to you too, and much love. Thanks for everybody for being here. I'm here at the store today, and um, place, whatever you want to call it. It's awesome, and I'm finally like hanging lights and everything. I got a big fern and stuff, and like it's just going to be finally coming together, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so cool. Ah. Mhm. But anyway, I don't know. Those are the things that I really just wanted to talk about, especially like charging your magical items. Because again, things like these are going to be doing amazing things for you, um, more so than you ever thought. Because reality is way crazier than you think it is. Way, I don't have to tell you. See you soon. Bye.